The top stories tonight in Y News. The stand of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on whether there's a need to place the country on a year-long state of calamity in wake of severe tropical storm Paeng.
The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council recorded 98 deaths from Paeng's wrath.
Brace for higher vegetable prices in Metro Manila markets based on the latest price monitoring of the Department of Agriculture.
And an expert explains about the cause of the deaths in a stampede in South Korea.
Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, October 31st, 2022. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. I am William Theo.
We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harleen Delgado.
First in the news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. thumbed down proposals to place the entire country in a state of calamity due to severe Typhoon Paeng. Nat'l reports why.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. believes that the declaration of a one-year national state of calamity due to tropical storm Paeng is not necessary.
Like in the Visayas, there's no need for a national calamity. For Region 1, 2, hindi naman kailangan mag-national calamity. So I don't think it's necessary. I think we will focus better if we stay with the calamity status as we have now.
President Marcos Jr. made this remark a day after the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council announced on Sunday that it has submitted a resolution recommending a declaration of a national state of calamity which will trigger a price freeze and will allow the release of emergency funds.
In consultation with the DNR, sabi hindi naman kasi extensive, very, how do we say, not naman isolated, highly localized, thank you, highly localized ang mga damage. We're talking about the East Coast, Quezon, dito sa Cavite, and then Maguindanao, tinamaan pa rin yung Maguindanao.
Early this morning, PBBM conducted an aerial survey over areas hit by the severe tropical storm, particularly parts of Cavite. He also led the ceremonial distribution of aid to families and individuals in Barangay Jose 2 in Noveleta, Cavite, and assured that government will ensure the safe return to their homes. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council recorded 98 deaths due to severe tropical storm Paeng. Majority of the said numbers were from Bangsamoro Autonomous Region and Muslim Mindanao or BARM. Leah Ilagan will tell us why.
53 deaths were recorded in Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao or BARM due to landslide in wake of Typhoon Paeng. 3 others' deaths were from Region 6 and 2 from Region 12. The NDRRMC is still validating the reported 40 deaths in Calabar Zone, Region 5, 6, 8, 9, and Region 12. NDRRMC spokesperson, Assistant Secretary Rafi Alejandro said 69 were injured and 63 were missing. Assistant Secretary Alejandro said they will make an assessment in the lapses in Mindanao.
Inaalam natin together with other agencies, no, matapos lang itong response operations, nag-usap na kami ni Secretary Solitum. We will review base na rin sa utos ni Pangulo to re-examine itong mga protocols natin on early warning, and of course kasama dyan ang MGB, pag-usapan namin yan.
Their priority for now is the rescue and relief operations in the affected areas.
Pero right now, yung response operations mo ang focus natin at yan naman ay tuloy-tuloy as we speak. Hindi pa natin matiyak yan ngayon, no? Kasi ongoing pa pong mga response operation. Sila secretary nandun pa. Ang focus po is to really expedite yung response, no? Mga kailangan doon. Yung pag-assess naman na isusunod yan, titingnan natin.
The Philippine National Police is now helping the affected residents in Mindanao.
Sa ngayon ay tuloy-tuloy pa ang ginagawang search, rescue and retrieval ng ating mga kapulisan doon sa pangunguna ng ating regional director na si General John Guiguyon. At ayon sa kanyang huling report ay meron na lang 6 na missing.
ASEC Alejandro said 590,990 families or 1,953,814 individuals were affected by Typhoon Paeng. NDRRMC also recorded 435,464,774.16 million pesos worth of damage in agriculture and 757,841,175 in infrastructure. Leia Ilagan, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The agricultural damage of severe tropical storm Paeng reached 1.33 billion pesos. Based on the latest data of the Department of Agriculture, reports are from Cordillera Administrative Region, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Bicol, Western Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, and Soxargen. Almost 54,000 farmers and fisher folks and more than 64,000 hectares of agricultural land were affected. Most of these are planted rice, corn, high-value crops, livestock, and poultry and fisheries.
The first trip of vessel bearing stranded passengers from Manila is set to depart at 10 o'clock tonight since the onslaught of Typhoon Paeng. Dante Amento tells us why.
Over 100 passengers will depart from Northport Passenger Terminal in Manila at 10 o'clock this evening through to-go travel vessel. This is the first trip of passenger vessel from Manila since the onslaught of Typhoon Paeng in the country. This is bound for Dumaguete City to Dipolog City and Zamboanga City in Mindanao region.
Alam naman pong sinabi sa amin na makakancel ang biyahe namin kaya tumuloy po kami.
Nagbayad na kami ng yung fee. So tuloy ang biyahe.
Other voyages will also resume or back to normal tomorrow for other provinces. But the Philippine Coast Guard or PCG clarified they may also impose another travel suspension if the Pag-asa would issue storm signal due to the possible effect of Typhoon Queenie.
Pagka nag-raise na ng public storm warning signal yung Pag-asa, tayo din po ay magsuspenda rin ng mga biyahe ng barko dun sa mga areas concerned.
Meanwhile, trip going to Iloilo and Bacolod remains cancelled until tomorrow afternoon. Hence, those stranded since last Friday ask for assistance, particularly food.
So, sana, kasi stranded nga at may may balita pa na may papasok na bagyo, yung Queenie nga. So sana sir, maanuhan kami kahit konti lang na pagkain namin kasi walang-wala na kami.
Ilang araw na po kami dito at halos isang beses lang po kami kumakain sa isang araw. So yun lang naman po pagkain lang po hinihingi namin dito.
The PCG, on the other hand, said that they will provide assistance to the stranded passengers.
Alam ko mayroon dapat na may pagkain yung mga yan at kung wala naman ay pagtutulong-tulungan natin na bigyan ng ayuda. At itatap natin yung Coast Guard Auxiliary at alam ko yung Philippine Ports Authority is providing also pagka talagang alam nila. Baka hindi lang nasabi yan at yung mga taga-tugo ay kailangan lang kausapin.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
A horrifying disaster called a crowd crash happened over the weekend in South Korea. The event killed over 100 people, marking it as one of the deadliest disasters that happened in the country. Marvy Delphine will tell us why live. Marvy?
LC, over 100 people were killed over the weekend in the province of Itaewon, Seoul, South Korea, with an additional 149 injured, 33 among them in critical condition as they suffered from a crowd crush. According to Professor G. Keith Still, who specializes in crowd safety at the University of Suffolk, England, a crowd rush happens when a large group of people are restricted in a small space, where one push leads to everyone else being pushed and no one can get up. While the crisis looked like a stampede, this was not the case, as people could not run with the little space they had in Itaewon's alleyways. Instead, the crowd was slowly crushed with the increase in force with the large amounts of people. An intense pressure also develops above and under the crowd, reducing the ability to breathe as pressure restricts lung expansion. A deadly scenario, as it only takes 6 minutes for a restrictive asphyxia to occur. An unnamed person who was amongst the crowd explained their experience, tweeting that they could only breathe through a small hole as they neared the top of the crowd. South Korea has entered a period of mourning, with the president Yoon Suk-yeol, with all events planned and those related to Halloween ahead cancelled. Elsie?
Thank you, Marvy Delphine, for that live report. We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Elsie. Prices of vegetables in Metro Manila markets increase after the onslaught of severe tropical storm Paeng. Based on the latest price monitoring data of the Department of Agriculture, these are the prices of carrots, Baguio beans, Pechay Baguio, Chayote, and Pechay Tagalog. Price increase ranges from 5 to 40 pesos. Banana and papaya decreased by 10 pesos, while there is no movement in the prices of cabbage, white potato, ampalaya, string beans, squash, eggplant, and tomato.
What we can do is also food mobilization para makita po natin yung mga areas na marami po na-save, mga hindi tinamaan ng bagyo, kung paano po natin mapaparating naman yan sa mga lugar na naapektuhan po ng mga sunod-sunod na bagyo.
About 45,000 individuals were estimated to have visited the Manila North Cemetery today. But authorities deny the entry into the cemetery of some visitors. Asher Kadapan Jr. tells us why.
The Manila Police District has stringently implemented in public cemeteries the no vaccination, no entry to children aged 12 years and below. This is in accordance to the guidelines issued by the Manila City Government. But as influx of visitors arrive in the Manila North Cemetery today, some individuals who came with unvaccinated children were refused entry of its premises.
Hindi po kasi kalilipat lang ho din ho namin ngayon sa paupahan kasi hindi pa namin naayos yung TV namin kaya hindi namin napanood kung bawal ba or pwede yung bata dito sa loob. Okay lang naman din po para po sa safety ng mga bata po kasi tignan mo daming tao kaya hindi natin masasabi baka mamaya isa dyan na kasi sa lubong natin meron na pala.
Hindi, kasi kawawa walang maiwan sa bahay. Dalawa lang kami magkasama sa bahay. Sana papasukan kami kahit sandali lang.
An MPD official, however, appeals to parents and guardians of unvaccinated children to not bring the kids to cemeteries.
Nakikiusap po kami na kung pwede po sana, wag nyo na po munang isama yung mga anak nyo sa Manila North Cemetery kung wala po silang vaccine. Kasi po hindi rin po sila makakapasok, maaabala lang po sila at magkukos lang din po sila ng pagkaklag ng pila sa entrance natin.
At about 4:30 p.m., the gate of the Manila North Cemetery was closed to visitors as per policy. Despite earlier announcement from the Manila City Government, some people continue to arrive in the area beyond the time. But authorities were no longer allowing them entry into the cemetery.
So pagsara po niya ng 4:30 ng hapon, yun na lang yung remaining po na 30 minutes, yun po yung yung ilalaan natin na oras para dun sa mga bisita na nasa loob pa upang makauwi na, makalabas na po sila ng sementeryo.
The MPD expects about 500,000 individuals to visit the Manila North Cemetery tomorrow. Asher Kadapan Jr., UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
After a very tight race for votes, Luis Inácio Lula da Silva have been elected once again to become the president of Brazil since 2006. There were just over 2 million votes that separated the two candidates, with Lula winning 50.83% of the votes, while 49.17% went to the current president Jair Bolsonaro. After reclaiming leadership in Brazil, Lula's immediate plan is to eliminate hunger and poverty, as well as increasing protection over the Amazon forest to end deforestation. Lula's win is already being celebrated by many of its neighboring allies and partners, including the people of Cuba, as well as French President Emmanuel Macron. The new president will be affirmed on the 1st of January 2023 and will be serving his third term in power over Brazil. Western governments are calling on Russia to resume its participation on a deal that allowed Ukrainian grain exports and kept food prices down. Mavian Dog will give us the details live. Maeve?
LC Moscow announced its decision to suspend the Ukrainian grain export deal brokered by the United Nations or UN after a series of Ukrainian drones reportedly attacked Russian ships on Saturday. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, the Black Sea Fleet were safeguarding shipping lanes as part of the grain export agreement. As a result, Arthur Portier of French consultancy Agritel said wheat prices are expected to jump this week with less grain coming out of Ukraine. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken accused Russia of weaponizing food and urged the Russian government to reverse its decision for the benefit of people around the world, especially those in low to middle income nations. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, along with US President Joe Biden and the European Union, have also expressed their disappointment and concern over the decision. Meanwhile, Turkish Defense Minister Hulusi Akar was said to be in talks with Russian and Ukrainian counterparts to resolve the issue and had asked both sides to avoid any provocation. Elsie?
Thank you, Mavian Dog, for that live report. The record for the world's longest passenger train is claimed by a railway company in Switzerland. Therese Longbowen will give us the details live. Therese?
Good evening, Elsie. The Russian Railway set the world record after its attempt on October 29 to claim the longest narrow-gauge passenger train title. The Swiss Railway ran a 1.9-kilometer long train composed of 100 coaches for about 1 hour trip covering around 25 kilometers. It traveled along the Albula Bertina route, which was designated a UNESCO World Heritage in 2008 and leads through 22 tunnels across 48 bridges and including the curved Landwasser Viaduct. According to Russian Railways director, the attempt was done with the purpose of featuring some of Switzerland's engineering achievements and the celebration of 175 years of Swiss railways. Back to you, Elsie.
Thank you, Therese Longbowen, for that report. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Elsie Marcos, live from Auckland, New Zealand. Good evening.
Stranded passengers at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport remain optimistic that they can go home just in time for November 1 after several flights were canceled due to severe tropical storm Paeng. Meanwhile, operations at a major terminal in Parañaque is now back to normal after a series of cancellation of trips due to flooding. Harleen Delgado will tell us why.
At least 30 domestic flights were canceled today at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport or NAIA despite severe tropical storm Paeng exiting the country. 22 local flights of Cebu Pacific were canceled, citing operational challenges. Another 2 domestic flights were canceled at noon due to bad weather, while AirAsia canceled 16 of its domestic flights, citing the domino effect of the temporary runway closure last Saturday and the series of cancellations over the weekend. Cebu Pacific says they are currently restoring their operations operations, while AirAsia targets to normalize its operations by tomorrow, if not today. Both airline companies offer free rebooking, storing of ticket amount to a travel fund or credit account, or refund.
We are working on normalizing our schedules and our network. If you have no confirmed flights, please don't proceed to the airport. We encourage passengers to manage their bookings online. Kasi po mas ligtas po yun. May COVID pa rin ho, masama ang lagay ng panahon.
Humihingi kami ng pasensya sa mga mananakay namin, mga pasahero na nagkaroon ng inconvenience dahil sa pagkakataong ito. Pero simula po kahapon, nagdagdag po tayo ng ating mga customer happiness team, nagdagdag din tayo ng ating mga service desk para i-address po yung pangangailangan nila.
Some stranded passengers at the NAIA Terminal 3 chose to wait inside the facility, just like Alias Budok, who decided to wait along the halls of the terminal using several cardboards.
Galing pa ako sa Laguna. Hassle din ko pag uuwi pa ako tapos babalik ako dito. Another expenses kasi alam mo naman, mahal pa masahe ngayon sa taxi.
Meanwhile, buses are now coming in at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange or PITX. Over the weekend, several trips were canceled due to extensive flooding in some parts of southern Luzon, such as Cavite and Batangas. As of 6 p.m., the PITX management recorded 84,000 passengers at the terminal. Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Some hard-hit areas of Typhoon Paeng are still not reached by relief operations, according to the Department of Social Welfare and Development. JP Nunez explains why.
Department of Social Welfare and Development facing a logistical challenges to reach areas which are severely affected by Typhoon Paeng. According to Social Welfare Undersecretary Edu Punay, some far-flung areas are still not reached by relief operations. One of those areas he mentioned is the municipality of Maguindanao.
Sa Maguindanao po, meron po tayo doon dalawa nga pong tulay na nasira. So logistically challenging po ito.
Yusek Punay said DSWD is already coordinating with the local government unit to assist them with the operation to reach typhoon-hit areas. Meanwhile, more than 500 volunteers respond to the call of the agency for additional manpower for relief operations.
Gusto po natin mapabilis ang production ng ating mga family food packs at mga relief items po dahil sa lawak nga po ng epekto nitong bagyong Paeng at sa dami ng naapektuhan ng mga
Volunteers comprised of uniformed personnel from Philippine National Police, Bureau of Fire Protection, Philippine Navy, and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. There are also organizations such as volunteers from Members Church of God International or MCGI and motorcycle group Pusong RG coming from different parts of Luzon. There are also individuals who are walk-ins to volunteer.
Malaking bagay yun kasi nangangailangan sila ngayon, tas may paparating pa ulit na bagyo, baka sakaling mas importante itong ginagawa namin dito para sa mga nasalanta ng bagyo po.
Ayun nga po, ginusto ko mag-volunteer kasi especially po sa mga gantong panahon na maraming kababayan natin yung nasalanta po ng bagyo. So makikita natin lalo na pag nanonood tayo ng mga balita na kailangan po talaga ng mga tao ng tulong, which is isa na to sa napakalaking tulong yung makapagpadala po sa kanila ng relief goods.
So if you have a group, just come over and then dedicate your efforts to our Filipino brothers and sisters na nasa kawawa Maguindanao, Iloilo, Antique, Capiz, kawawa, ang daming kawawa. So, and for the first time I think or talagang nationwide baha. So we really have to help.
Inaabangan po talaga namin yung mga ganitong mabuting pagkakataon, lalo na naturuan po tayo sa MCGI na gumawa ng mabuti.
National Resource Operations Center of the DSWD said more than 18,000 family food packs were prepared today with the participation of volunteers. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Our kasangbahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the pandemic caused by coronavirus, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 28, it says, "The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things." Those are the reasons behind the news October 31, 2022. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. I am Harleen Delgado.
And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am William Theo. We serve the people. We give glory to God.